That's lovely. What are you guys doing upstairs?
Watching TV.
That's good. Yes, Otis. Come downstairs. Come here. Oh. Is that living room key?
We.
Listen, give me
We still cleaning up.
Otis. Here. You've got 10 minutes. You've got 10 minutes to go upstairs and finish cleaning up. And I'll be upstairs in 10 minutes. And Otis, listen. When I come upstairs in 10 minutes, the living is still a mess. TV's not coming back on. You've got 10 minutes to go try, okay? Go for it. Go try. You got 10 minutes. I'm counting. You don't have to run. You have 10 minutes. It's a fair bit of time. But when I come upstairs, I'm going to check that everything's clean. I will. I'm coming up in 10 minutes to do that. Otis, you heard what I said, right? Otis, you have. Okay, listen. This is your last chance, eh? If I turn on the TV and that stuff isn't cleaned up in 10 minutes, I'm turning it off.
page so you can find your way through that. I do also want to mention our Ecamm Live Academy, which is really designed to help you step by step, work you through the setup of this, how to do different things, how to do some advanced features as well. Come over and check that out over on the Ecamm Academy page. It's linked below. I'd love to help you work through this and really get the best out of this fantastic bit of software. Okay, I'll see you in another video.
talking to myself. Unmute, unmute. Okay, hope the microphone seems to be getting sound now. That's good. I can live with that. Hello? Hello, hello. Interesting. My microphone. Can you pick up sound from the iPad too? Even possible? How do they even know? Okay. Let's look at the video. Did I know?
No matter what we look like today, we're all directly descended from ancestors who evolved on the African.
Play the video. Look.
Continent. The oldest human population emerged in Africa. Africa is the home of the world's most ancient civilizations. Far too often, Africa has been thought of as isolated and static, but nothing could be further from the truth.
The roots of every family tree trace here to Africa. And so does the history of civilization.
In this series, we'll be going on a journey through 200,000 years of history. We'll explore great cities built along Africa's.
My audio from my microphone. Say it again. My audio from my microphone. Say it again. My audio from my microphone. Now I've muted my iPad. I go to the laundry room and unmute my iPad. Again, I'm leaving right this second. New sounds. New sounds. Check. Careful, don't touch yourself.
Hey.
Hey. Back up.
Huh. I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, dear.
He says what I say. I love you, Daddy.
That's right. It's Echo.
He says what I say. I love you, Daddy. Dude, that's my friend.
That's your friend. That's your voice.
Hey, you! Stop talking like me. Stop talking like me.
Is that fun?
I called you a bugger. I called you a bugger. What the? He thinks you're racist?
You did.
I called you a bugger. What the? He thinks you're racist?
You did.
Daddy, I'm
Yes.
going to show over.
Okay. Check, checkity check. Check, checkity check, check, check. Check, checkity check. Check, checkity check, check, check. Checking for the second time. Check, checkity check. Check, checkity check, check, check. Checking for the second time. Check, checkity check. Check, checkity check, check, check. Checking for the third time. Both things are set on built-in output. Checking for the second time. Built-in output and built-in microphone. Check, checking check. Check, checking check, check, check. Checking for the third time. Both things are set on built-in output. Checking for the second time. Built-in output and built-in microphone. Check, checking check. Check, checking check, check, check. Things are set on built-in output. Checking for the second time. Built-in output. Check, checking check. Check, checking check, check, check.
Everybody feeling kind, rocky body like
You want to turn it off? What is it, man?
Until we have a little button that produces anything we want out of miraculous. It's until we have the atomizer, basically. We're doomed to some sort of driving economy.
Yeah, pretty much.
The day we create the won't get to 90% of pre-COVID numbers before fourth quarter to 2021, the likelihood of them being insolvent is incredibly high.
Welcome to the business model of being in a theater.
So what happens?
All right. So what a real poison pill is, look up what Papa Murphy's did. All right, a poison pill just means once they purchase a certain amount of shares, they have to pay more and more and more and more. So it's not impossible; it just makes it incredibly difficult and expensive for them to take over the company. That's what a poison. But look at Papa Murphy's. It's like the perfect article that explains like the whole thing. Is how they removed what's this fuck and they enacted a poison pill to prevent him from buying enough shares to take over.
I got you. Now, what was your question?
Oh, I was just wondering what a poison pill for AMC would be.
Oh, and it sounds like basically that.
Mm-hmm. So, like, if they did go bankrupt, like, what would actually happen?
The
Your
shares
Class
would
A
lose
shares
all
would
of
be
their
worth nothing.
all of their value, they would go to zero, and nobody would care.
So
because
in
you bought it.
in bankruptcy, what actually happens is everybody gets paid. Everybody that they owe money to gets paid, and their shareholders get paid. Their Class A shareholders get paid. Money's left over with what they own back payments on rent alone. Almost eats all of their cash.
So do all the theaters shutter?
They would likely be purchased by somebody else.
They even mentioned that the potential for a share price to go to zero.
Multiple times. They say it like literally 8 to 12 times.
And they're covering their ass, so none of y'all like get whiny about it and then go, but I thought the theaters were gonna reopen.
Right. We told you that we were going bankrupt, likely. But basically, their K10 is not real positive, and they're the ones writing that. Like, I can send you a K10 from a company that does a very good job at hiding the fact that a portion of their business is going under, and the rest of the entire statement is incredibly positive. AMC, there's no positive.
I just can't wait until we can stop having the same 2 conversations every single day.
I'm sorry.
Remember, like,
No,
remember, like,
not
8
true.
months ago when everyone's like, you know, the rule is you go to a stock, you hit it, and you fucking leave, and you go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
That was like, that's literally the entire ethos of that's the first rule you fucking learn. Don't stick to the same fucking stock.
Yep.
My personal suggestion would be get out of AMC at a profit and leave it behind.
Well, the funny thing is, I got into AMC at the beginning of January before it became a meme stock.
And you didn't sell it, what was it, 20, 22?
I sold some of it, but then I held on to my longer leaps for like next year.
I just hope to God that you're still up on them and not down on them.
I'm up over 1,000% on one of them.
Good. You still have an opportunity.
My non-financial advice would be to leave that behind very soon. Not to say that it won't go up in the short term, but the long term says zero.
Yeah, I'm like trying to follow if there's actually going to be like a short squeeze on it.
For educational purposes only, and others should be construed as financial advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any sort of security investment. Consult with a professional financial advisor before making any financial decisions. Options trading is extremely risky and has the potential for one to lose most, if not all, of their initial investment.
I don't know if that was him talking or if that was like a recording, but
it's definitely a recording.
He's a SoundCloud rapper.
That's skillful.
Pick his name.
I was gonna say you're one hell of a rapper if you could do that. If you could spit that on demand.
Dude, he spit it out one day, and then half the chat was like, dude, you got to go record that. And then he comes back with that again, and I'm just like, yeah!
How many times do you think he have said that?
He just fast forwarded, bro. He said it like kind of quick, then, you know, edit.
SoundCloud, is that live, or is that fast forwarded?
That one is fast forwarded, but, you know.
Yeah, I know you could do it. I heard you do it.
I mean,
I trust.
No, hey, that's all the prescription companies. They fast forward that shit.
Yeah, they put that on like 12x speeds. You can't quite tell what the problem is.
That was a mesothelioma commercial.
Oh fuck! All right, boys, it's 4:00 local time. I'm bouncing off.
Peace out.
Have a good one.
Good luck.
Ew.
Man, how long? How long? Until the great collapse. Yikes.
How far down do you want it to go?
I don't want it
Maybe on the
before
17, bro.
before you call it a great collapse. I'm just saying,
I
like,
don't want it to go down.
Saying the stimulus money is run out.
I think it'll be worse than just going down. I think.
So you're looking at what, Dow 20,000 again? 25?
Nah.
Lose our gains for the year, then some.
Nah, not even that.
Are we talking like a full another recession?
If you're holding equities, you'll be good. But if you're options trading,
There are several things
I have a feeling something much worse than a massive dip is coming.
If you're looking on a full-on collapse, I recommend guns, property, and silver.
Nah.
That's prepper advice, not financial advice.
Nah. Talking about I think that things will start to stagnate very soon.
So into bearish territory. You're saying the bull runs over?
The great Wall Street best shit.
Or at
We've
least
been waiting,
close.
but it's been like months.
Because I mean,
it seems like we're still
you can-
recovering.
you can make money in any market, you know, but some of those
The price of
opportunities-
gas is going to slow things down. Gas in some places is starting to rise almost daily.
Yeah, bro. Shit is
Chevron
like
went down
$3,
today.
$4, bro.
My Chevron stock went down.
Yeah.
They're talking about a super cycle. You're looking at oil to be at least $100 by the end of the year ish.
Yeah. Yep. If not sooner than that. Honestly, I think it'll be
Did
sooner than
the
that.
Texas storm affect that at all?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They shut that down, coupled with the fact that the Saudis just cut oil production and are looking to do it again, from my understanding, probably in June. And Russia increased theirs less than they anticipated, because for whatever reason, because it's Russia, so they're probably just trying to fuck
Is
somebody.
it raining in the southeast?
Southeast what?
I think I hear rain, but I don't want to take my headset off. I'm just being lazy.
California. Southern California.
It is not raining in Seattle. It's very sunny here.
And that's something. Nevertheless, for the moment, I think that there's still juice to squeeze from the fruit, but
I mean, stimulus hasn't even like hit most people yet.
yeah, but I mean,
Wednesday.
stimulus is just a non-factor at this point. It just doesn't even matter. I mean, it does. Like, it would be bad if
It'll
we
be a
didn't
good
get
pump on the
stimulus,
stock
but,
market for sure.
People
People be literally buying stuff.
the first stimulus that was like the first time they did stimulus, the market pumped all the way into stimulus, and then after, we saw the exact opposite this time. So priced in.
I mean, it's kind of. I feel like the market has been going up for the last few days.
Well, yeah, we just came off of a massive fucking slump.
Was it that bad? I feel like I more than
Pretty
recovered.
bad for the last month or so. Yeah, it's pretty ugly. I remember like looking at my asshole and wondering, man, it shouldn't be bleeding. And I saw like Spy and QQQ back there, like laughing and high fiving.
I mostly lost money on like the CCIV
Check.
bullshit and like when the weed stocks like bled out 1 week.
Imagine that.
But
I just can't imagine GE fucking dropped all the way down to 12. I was so pissed.
I think they did a stock offering, didn't they?
They're doing a buyback. So
Wait, they're doing a buyback? That should be bullish, right?
yeah, you would think.
I mean, isn't GE up today?
Yeah, it went up like 70 cents. Like the market's recovering, like you said, but like about a month ago, it just started bleeding like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Last month was, I mean, honestly, I was okay on everything other than, honestly, I would have been fine if I would have stopped trying to time the rebound. Because, like, I bought the equities, like, all the way down, but I was also trying to time the bounce back with options, and nope.
Yeah, I just went pretty much like probably like 2/3 or 3/4 of my portfolio into buying the dips on the growth stocks and then putting the rest into
energy and value.
You know, I bought growth stocks, but I didn't buy. I was very picky. I bought the ones that would be resilient to.
Yeah, me too. I actually really like my portfolio right now.
And I'm debating on whether or not I should take profits on some of this value that I have because
Which sectors are value for you? Like oil?
not really. Like I have stuff like I have
Retail
stuff
and
like,
oil, do you still want to hold those?
no, I mean I have some oil, but I mean like just value. I have shit like fucking
Check,
goddamn, my
check.
head's going blank
Mute,
right
mute,
now.
mute,
Like
mute,
Realty Income,
mute,
Walgreens,
mute.
Wally World.
Yeah, I like, yeah, so I have like Target and
Costco.
yeah, I think retail, I would hold that because I think people are gonna spend like a lot of stimulus money at that.
Some of them I'm just like, it's just like I should like, goddamn, these are value stocks, and I'm up like anywhere between 15 and 30% in the last couple of months.
Like I really like Walgreens. I think they've been doing such a good job with the vaccine rollout.
Yeah, I do too. I'm up like 40% on Walgreens.
Yeah, Walgreens is great.
It's like Kroger hasn't been bad either.
I don't like Kroger. I had worked at a Kroger in high school and I refused to own that stock.
Everybody's in a boat like that with some company.
You want to know where I worked in high school? A movie theater.
AMC?
You know what I wouldn't buy right now? AMC, dude.
I will say I worked at a Regal and a Costco. Costco has a strategy of basically never really losing all that much money. Movie theaters' entire strategy is if we can just hold out until we make money. Like that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, now.
I feel like movie theaters need to like figure out some new model going forward.
Well, fundamentally, one of the issues is that they are making money off of just concessions, and any city area where you'd end up having a whole bunch of people want to come in for a movie, they're going to have to pay a huge amount for rent or if they buy out the property. So it ends up being, you're paying whatever, $15 for a meal, and that's kind of psychotic. A lot of people are not willing to do that.
Just blew you guys' eardrums out. If I did.
Oh, you're fine.
You didn't hear anything?
Not a thing.
No.
Okay, good.
No, by the way, theaters will make a percentage of money off of the ticket purchase. And that percentage will end up going up as the movie ends up staying in theaters. But unless it's like something that's selling out, whatever, 3 or 4 of the largest theaters, or I'd say like over 50% capacity, they're losing money. So like every Friday, Monday morning or afternoon, every Friday morning, they're losing money unless Star Wars or Avengers or, one of those movies is in.
Yeah, I think like the big blockbuster Marvel phenomenon that started happening over the last couple of years really hurt opportunities for any other movie that's not a blockbuster. It's also a money-making opportunity for them.
I will say
There is a chasm, either be a blockbuster or a small indie film.
I don't
The
know
middle ground has been lost a bit.
I don't know what people are going to end up thinking now that they've kind of killed off a whole bunch of stuff with the Avengers, though. Because, like, a whole bunch of the people I knew were just kind of like, the movies aren't all that great, but I kind of have to know them. And I'm wondering now if there's going to be a bunch of people that are just kind of freed from it. Same thing with Star Wars.
I mean, you know they're
WandaVision?
they're still gonna keep making those movies.
Yeah, but now that there's a, whatever, an end, sort of, are people gonna continue to go see them, or are
Oh
they
yeah,
Yeah, people will
kind of be done with
that's that's what the Disney Plus TV shows are setting up. They're setting up the next thing. Like WandaVision leads into Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness, and it's supposed to make sense. Expands on her power, and they'll add in the new Black Panther. I mean, whoever they choose for that.
It's like a TV show with unlimited seasons. Just keeps growing and growing.
I mean, that is what Netflix proved, right? Like, you can have a TV show on a movie budget and still make money.
Yeah.
I just miss like all those like $20 to $80 million budget movies.
Only thing about Netflix, bro, like, unless Netflix really does something about their originals, because they're low key ass, I don't know. I don't fuck with it. Like,
the point of Netflix, by the way, with their originals is not to actually end up really making a good show.
Just have
It's
content.
to basically, it's to make content and then push culture. Like that. This is an observation of mine, but it just seems like
It is, and they did not think that the Disney movie was having IP that could renewable resource forever.
Like they have the Crown, No, they have stuff that's still like doing incredibly well. Like the Crown and Queen's Gambit were like two very big successful shows.
Snore. That's why Netflix original
Like Bridgerton.
comedy specials straight ass cheeks, and like
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with you, but that's something that I just don't like to think about, right? Because no matter how true it may be, it's like it just fucks me up mentally to even like think about shit like that, and I just like ignore it and I don't watch Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, I think
the Crown fucks you up.
No, but what
in
he's
the
saying
call,
about pushing, like,
and I'm in Skype,
you know what I'm saying?
pushing culture in one direction, like how you ended up having good opinions, for example, of black people, and then throughout 80s and 90s, you had a ton of movies where it was just gangster, crime, and suddenly there's people now holding their wallet whenever that wasn't a problem before.
I don't know.
It's just stuff like that where they're obviously trying to push one, opinion or another.
That is social good.
I wouldn't say good, but it's
well, I mean that's the sentiment. It's they put value in what they view as like social good.
Even though I
They care about their message more than their content.
With a lot of the messages, the subliminals that get dropped
Or
and,
overtly, it's not
and
even
shit like
subliminal.
that. Like, I still don't like the idea of being told by a multi-billion-dollar corporation what is right and what is wrong. You feel me? Like,
I have another way of looking at it. Instead of
That's what
looking at it, they're trying
documentaries
to
are.
force you to do it, look at it as like they're trying to profit off the zeitgeist. Like they're not forcing it, they're seeing the direction of the social narrative and they're trying to profit off it.
I don't know
but,
about
like,
that.
how does that not get under people's skin? Like,
Well, the
when
thing
you-
is, they're also hiring writers and directors and actors who actually are passionate about that.
I know I get it, but right, like,
And so it's
Netflix
honest.
is
It's not
as
dishonest.
median, right? Well, yeah, but like when I see, for instance, like when I see people being fake, like it just rubs me the wrong way, and I can't help but feel if everything that I see is in agreement with me, that it's nothing but fake. You know?
Well, some of it is fake, but some like the Sacha Baron Cohen, all of his like docu stuff, it's all real, and he has a political agenda, and he's not being fake.
My thing is like I'm saying
Bottom
I
line.
don't like having like struggle and like hardship or against any group of people, especially if I am that group of people. Like I don't like that being monetized and repackaged in every different which way just to make a couple bags off of it without, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like
Yeah.
you're not doing this because you
no matter what we look like today, we're all directly descended from ancestors who evolved on the African continent.
I think some like I feel like exposure in that sense is good and healthy.
I agree.
So
Because all
you
these
just gotta be smart
companies,
about it.
well, I mean, all these companies think if I don't virtue signal like the others, then I'm going to get negative PR, and that contributes to loss of revenue.
I mean,
Like there's this
When-
whole thing
when-
about so like involving like the stock market. People are I think like the CEO of like Starbucks or someone involved with Starbucks was saying that there's going to be a big push for Black women to be CEOs of these major companies, and if you don't have a Black woman on your board, your company's going to be in trouble in the Fortune 500.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they're definitely trying to do that stuff.
So it's like
What
it's kind of a
um,
big societal correction on almost.
What is it? There's some bill that was trying to be passed in California. You really can't do this, but it bothers me that they're trying. It was to make it to where if you were a company so big, you had to have X amount of LGBT, insert other letters here, people on your board, and it's like you can't do that. Like you can't force people to do that. That's kind of ridiculous.
I think you can force like to have a diverse board and push for that, but to have like one, it's like we need more Indians. Only Indians right now.
I think if it's cultural, I don't really care. But if it's like you're trying to go ahead and actually make a law for it, it's like you really cannot do that. Like you're messing with things that you should not.
My girl who works in advertising tells me all the time companies come up to her agency and say, oh, we want to put out a post about COVID, or we want to put out a post about gay pride. And they turn around and say, if you're not doing anything on the back end to support this, there's no reason why you should be a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes like with exactly what you're talking about. It's like there's not a good reason for you to have someone on the board that makes sense, but like also they turn around and when they pick vendors, they make a scorecard for the company, and if the company doesn't have any people of color in leadership, they're like, no, we're not really going to fuck with you as much as a company that is as good and does have that diversity.
And by the way, if you end up legislating demographics, whether it's by race, sex, or whatever else, you'll end up creating stuff like in South Africa, where you have basically the ancestrally Dutch people there that are white who are being discriminated against. They're being told,
Didn't they
hey,
lose
you're
like all
only
their
allowed-
property or something, their farms and shit?
That's one of them. You have this is more conspiratorial, but there's reason to believe it. You have people that are being murdered and raped there, and then basically just government teams to come in and clean it up. So there's some shit there, but legally what they'll end up doing is they will say, if you are a company getting government money, you must have X percentage of the population end up being reflective to how you're hiring. So for them, they used to have water treatment plants that would have very well taught basically Dutch people that were very very intelligent, and they were South African. They had been there for whatever a few hundred years, and they ended up getting fired. Now they're in camps. They cannot pay rent. They cannot find those jobs, and you have massive brownouts and places where you can't get water. So there are people who are there who are just like, yeah, I would have much rather preferred if we still had apartheid, where you basically were separating South Africa because of those government policies. It's whenever you end up incentivizing stuff, either financially or outright make a law, you can really fuck people over quickly.
Yeah, South Africa did some. It was weird. It was like reparations on steroids.
Oh, you also had stuff like
Vice did a documentary. One of their examples they said is this guy was working in an office building, and when it was dissolved, and people, it was like their shit was started coming in the office building, like bags of shit, and you know what I mean. Their stuff. It started like moving in, and like the boss would tell me, "It's okay. You just keep working like everything's fine." And they said by the end of the day, they told him like, "Get the hell out of there! Like it's being taken over," and like just all the tribes of people and stuff moved into these buildings. And so they don't know what an elevator shaft is. No one's ever taught them that. So they just use that as the garbage shaft, right? And so when that fills up, they just move to the next building. And so there's an industry of people who clear these buildings out, and they'll bum rush the first floor, move everyone out, and weld all the stairways shut and take everything floor by floor and welding everything up as they go. Yeah, it's nuts. You should watch the Vice documentary. It's really well put together.
This is on the HBO.
Oh, and by the way, this has created the entire circumstance for basically China to come in and, start creating trouble. So go figure.
Yeah, like the police are privatized. The good ones, at least.
In South Africa.
Yeah, it's a whole new industry and stuff. And so if you want protection for your neighborhood will pay like these mercenaries to police.
I wonder if South Africa is just what the U.S. is going to be in like 50 years.
Well, I think with all the the crap we're doing now, either you're going to go the direction of Venezuela, or there's going to be a bunch of people that are basically just, pissed and end up doing very Fed posty things with exciting salami sticks.
Well, think about Wall Street bets too. Is there's a huge influx of young people into Wall Street bets, and you have to admit a lot of people that's been on Wall Street bets for a while are pretty fucking far to the right, and so like you know what I mean. And so it's indoctrinating with a culture that they are forbidden from even learning about. You know what I mean?
This is you have also a whole bunch of people that are like what is it? I don't mean this with any resentment. Like I'm in a bad area for this. It's not everybody, but there's a lot of problems. You have people that were basically during the some of the riots and some of the protests that were just like, okay, where's the area with the least amount of black people? And just like that's not the sentiment you want at all. And it's like if I ended up getting, and that's obviously straw manning, but like if I go to someplace like rural Virginia, it's about relative to this the population I'm in. And it's a completely different set. People are not tense, but like any cities, it seems like people are just ready to kill each other.
I mean that's extreme. I mean I'm in Seattle, and I know people live in Portland, and I was here during all of that. Like,
oh, I'm talking about my personal experience. Like I end up going out of the cities. And people talk to each other. Here, it's like everyone is just like resentful and seems to hate each other. You can feel it in the air.
I mean, I think I'm in a pretty liberal city, so most people are of the same mindset. But yeah, there is a tenseness for sure.
At the end of the day,
there was a lot of like Asian racism stuff that was going on over the summer. Like people were like attacking Asian businesses, which was pretty weird.
Yeah, I know someone who I can't prove this because I would no longer have the antibodies, but I had COVID at New Year's last year. And there was a guy, Chinese, came over from, one of the holidays. He was visiting family. He came from the Wuhan district. And, like, I just had the worst cold I ever had, all these issues, had, like, the, whatever, cognitive lapse, not cognitive lapse, the, whatever, I'm trying to remember, the cognitive fog, there we go. And loss of taste, like, all kinds of issues. I'm still having breathing issues. Obviously, I got COVID. But, like, no one at my work was resentful of him or anything like that. It's just like there was no problem, but I imagine there's some people that would end up straw manning. Exactly.
But also that was December. That was before, or like January. That was before like
it was
really picked up.
Pre-politicization.
Yeah, it was over here. It just wasn't widespread. Like it was the same thing with South Dakota had a rodeo, and there were a whole bunch of people there who ended up getting it. And there was just some anecdotal stuff like, oh, the person who was taking hydroxychloroquine didn't end up getting this very weird cold. Bizarre, you know.
Yeah, I think they were saying that Seattle was the first place that actually happened. This was like back in February, but it sounded like people were getting it before then.
I'm pretty sure it was all over the state, and people were like, whenever it started becoming politically useful, people started exciting it. So I don't know. We will never know.
But yeah, my brother lives in Shanghai, and so I knew about all this like months before it even hit the U.S. because they were going through it. And I was just like, why are people not talking about this?
Oh my god, so true.
I was like,
my buddy's dad's an ambassador in South Korea, and he's like, yeah, the world's gonna be pretty fucked.
how I don't know. I think our government administration did such a horrible job, like seeing this coming.
I mean, we did some stuff like close down trade with China, and you know, we probably could have blocked.
It was all too late, though. It was all way too late.
It does make sense in a way. Like the Asian nations have had other diseases before, right? Whether it's swine flu or pig flu or frickin' bird flu, those things never made it to the United States. So logically, our government would think that's true. That's not going to happen
But
again.
the rate of spread, it was over there.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like in hindsight, and there were a lot of things, and the previous CDC didn't say anything. This time the CDC said something. So like there's things that could have been done, but there's also the hesitancy is understandable considering the patterns of the past.
Well, the thing is too, they were aware of this, but like if it came over here and it was as bad as it was in China, you would have ended up having like a 2% death rate from what they were reporting. So that would have been ridiculous. I don't think they were treating anybody. So whenever it came over here and we were actually, you know, treating people, like we fucked up in a lot of ways. Like we should not have been ventilating people as often as we were. We should not have provided incentives to ventilate people because that ended up messing up a whole bunch of people. But, you know, whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
Easy to play Monday morning quarterback. What you
Yeah,
should
exactly.
have done.
And
No, I
that's
mean-
why I like Alibaba.
What happened to you motherfuckers? What's happening?
We're talking about the
Or
group.
what's the
Cookie Monster.
that financial advice SoundCloud?
Hmm?
Hmm?
Do I have any financial advice?
No,
I
I'm just
said I
saying,
like Alibaba. That's me.
I mean, I was just saying invest, you know, everything in China. That is a joke.
Nah, I mean,
I think China handles pandemics well.
Alibaba's definitely proved itself, I think.
the reason why they handle pandemics well is because it's a communist party.
Well, they also are not afraid to wear masks.
And they lock everyone in with a padlock on their door, and they
That's
pump
not
out
true.
chemical into the air.
My brother lives in Shanghai. That's just not true. They didn't lock everyone in.
Well, they pump chemical in the air with a vehicle that we all saw on TV.
They were welding people's doors shut in some areas. That
Some
was
areas. Yeah.
It's not widespread.
Overblown.
The fact that they can do that is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
not overblown if it's true.
Well, people were saying it was like everywhere.
Well,
yeah, that's not the case.
Different country and all, but also whatever, highly effective.
Yeah.
But you know, here you try to do that shit to me, you know, I might shoot you in the face. That's all, you know.
Exactly.
But that's why we can't do shit like that here, because it's America. Fuck it.
Fair though, I really don't want them to have the ability to lock me inside my house.
They
Seems
never will. And
I think I'd rather have a cold than be locked inside my house.
You even suggesting that would ever happen in the U.S. is just tinfoily as fuck. I mean, like, I get it, right? But like, don't be overburdened by nonsensical fears. These are the types of things that make people go crazy and hate each other.
I'm not worried about being locked in my home, but there are other concerns that are definitely worth my time.
Maybe if they're actually concerning. But at the end of the day, I think everybody is pretty much the same. You know, we all
want peace, love, and the pursuit of happiness, man.
Well, we all just kind of have like unwarranted, like, and especially since COVID, like everybody just has these really unwarranted perceptions of one another and shit, bro. Like that ass, it just takes talking to a motherfucker to realize that y'all are pretty much the same in what you want for the country, shit, each other, everything. Shit, they just added everyone in chat. It's about to go nuts. Prepare for your Discord to take a dump here in a second.
Preach. I mean, they added everyone.
What do you mean added everyone in chat?
They added everyone in main, so chat's about to blow up for a second.
Nitro boosters only?
No, main chat.
Uh-oh.
Yep, prepare.
The admin who can tag everybody.
Are you able to see this?
Main chat, like main text chat.
But it's so peaceful right now.
This is why we went to the back office.
Nah, not in here. I mean, only Nitro boosters can talk in here right now anyway, but just main chat, anybody can chat.
That's with the cooldown. If there is no cooldown.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah, I forgot they got rid of the, or they added the slow mode. Yeah. Oh, God, before it, like, broke my fucking computer.
Yeah, my computer could never keep up. It, like you
Should
said,
be overheating, bro.
My app on my phone would crash.
I dead ass think I'm gonna spit over the Doom Eternal fucking soundtrack. That'd be lit.
I'm gonna head out. I'll see you guys later.
Deuces.
Take care, buddy.
You know, guys, I really don't like existentialism.
What?
Just like, I don't know, man. Just when people start a sentence with the blank, right? The conservatives, the liberals, the this, the that, it's all existentialism.
They.
Well,
They're out to get you, man.
A philosophical theory or approach which emphasizes the existence of the individual as a free and responsible agent determining their own development through acts of the will. Okay.
I think one of the interesting things that they did in China was they would pay you $200 or $300 if you reported someone from traveling, or if somebody had like a temperature or fever. So they're like paying people to turn in.
What if they're just false reporting to get the money?
Well, then you find the person and maybe.
That would create a lot of animosity towards people too. Because if you're just trying to go to work, man, and you're running late, and your temperature was up, you can't work that day, I might be incentivized to come find you and give you a piece of my mind.
I mean, they have all these cameras in China, and that's like tied to your social credit score or something. They probably won't have a hard time tracking someone down.
Nevertheless, that's China. We don't live in China.
Yep. I live in the good old US of A.
Hell yeah, you do, man. Shit. I'm not worried about what the fuck they doing over there.
Yeah, they keep that over there.
They will. I think if there's one thing we all agree on is like we don't want to live under the same set of rules they do. The admin that added everyone just said the admin who abused the everyone thing has been removed.
I guess you got a separate text board for mods.
No, it's he said that in
The
main
meme.
chat.
Oh.
Yeah, he's trolling. Glory to the CCP. Okay.
Oh shit, Reddit broke.
And I'm proud to be an American. Wow, there's a lot of people saying fuck GME in the chat, dude. Has the tide finally turned?
I'm so happy.
It's me.
So happy.
Yep, we're shorting it.
It looks like the meme is dying. Actually, people I've read like 10 different
People
accounts.
just tied
after hours
because they lost 20%.
So many people are saying fuck
Good.
GME, fuck GME.
Good.
People lost money.
I did see someone who was saying they were gonna pay out like whatever Discord points to say "fuck Jimmy" in chat. It was a while ago.
A while ago?
Like half an hour ago, 45 minutes.
I
Right
could
around
see
the
it.
time that you unmuted me.
Oh.
That makes Daddy happy.
Copper.
Futures, bro.
Look, all you gotta do is say like Snapchat and like Copper, and I'm like with you 100%.
Fucking GME turned into a pump and dump.
Now the hedge funds are gonna short it.
God, I keep going back and forth whether I think Jamie's actually going to have a squeeze.
It had a squeeze.
Well, you know what I mean.
It had a squeeze, and then the dumb apes just keep buying into it, and so do the hedge funds. But the hedge
I
funds
think
win
they're
this
still
time.
shorting it.
They could be.
I really think
But they're gonna cut.
they were able to recover their positions and then short it even more.
Yeah. It probably
Like
probably
Ryan
coming
Cohen
out
had
ahead.
Ryan Cohen's tweet over a couple days ago had me like second guessing.
Can't believe these people, dude. AMC is for a quick buck. GME can make you millions. Like, fuck out of here.
I don't know what to believe anymore. It's
It's easy. It's easy. People want to try to get rich quick off the stock market, and they see that off of GME and AMC. And yeah, maybe the 1% did, but the rest of the people, they're going to keep holding that bag. They don't want to do no due diligence on their own.
It took
Just
me
wanna
like
hold that bag.
I think I've recovered finally from GameStop today.
It's like I get so fucking angry about it, right? Not because I don't respect people like making a quick flip and bagging it, but like just the amount of fucking cognitive dissonance in this chat in the last 3 months has been ridiculous. It went from let's like make some money real quick to oh no, this is fucking
It's a cult.
the future. Yeah. Oh man. It's like, and like, even after saying that, I wouldn't be surprised if GME went to 1,000. I wouldn't be surprised if GME went to 0. Like, nothing will surprise me.
That's
at
why
this
I
point.
bought some shares.
balls